qualified video is one of your top performers on TikTok organic. So if I need 10 qualified videos, I probably should have posted like 20 or 30. I'm leaning more towards 30. Once you've posted like 30 videos, you can see what are my top 10 best performers that have the best views. How can I make them better? How can I improve upon them? Try to scale that up to where you have 10 qualified videos that are extremely good. They have a good hook. They're getting good views. They're engaging. People are commenting. And overall, it's just a really good video. You show it to friends and say, hey, what do you think about this? Does it grab your attention? Does it get you a purchasing interest in the product? And try to ask people that aren't just going to be a yes man, that are just going to blow smoke up your ass saying, yeah, it's super good, because I guarantee a lot of your video ads are going to suck. It's just the harsh truth of it. So when you have 10 qualified videos, that's going to be a game changer for paid ads, because to do our strategy, we're going to need at least 3 to 5 videos minimum to throw into TikTok. We obviously want to throw in our best performers, but if those don't perform good, we need to cycle in another 3. We need to cycle in another 5. We need to change out the ones that aren't spending money, or change out the ones that TikTok is just giving horrible performance to. Like if the video ad sucks, you got to get it out of there. So we need at least 10 before we jump into paid ads, 10 quality videos. Now, the last requirement, if you're getting into paid ads, you need to be extremely decisive, very organized with your money, your analytics, very mentally organized as well. And you need to be able to make calculated decisions without emotion. If you are getting emotional in your ad account and you're changing numbers and decreasing budgets or raising budgets because you're so excited, it's working so good, so you put $1,000 a day ad spend, you're making these really rash emotion-based decisions, then you are going to fail at paid ads. It's very important to be emotionless, to be decisive, to work off analytics, work off numbers, and just not have emotion anywhere near this process. So with that being said, let's jump into TikTok 101 and give you guys a full outline of what we're really going for, some rules, some do's, some don'ts, before we jump in and actually make an ad in the TikTok advertising platform. First thing, fuck $20 budgets. You need to have bigger budgets. This is not enough to test your product. It's not enough for TikTok to give you high quality, good traffic. It's just not good. You need to be at least $500 to $100 daily budgets per ad group that you're running. Also, the reason for that is because we are throwing 3 to 5 videos in that ad group. So the ad group gets $100 in daily spend, and then it divvies that up between the 3 or 5 TikTok videos. So each video, if you have 5 of them, is getting like $25 a day or $20 a day. So you can't really do $20 budgets. It's just not enough. You need more. The next thing, USA and Canada targeting is going to be your best bet. You don't really want to get into a bunch of different countries, and these are going to be the highest quality traffic. So you want to make sure that you're targeting those only. Keep in mind though, when it comes to ordering product in wholesale, and we're really running a brand with custom products, inventory, and all that stuff, it's going to be hard to ship internationally. Your best bet is going to be to only sell in the United States. So when you're in the position of transitioning from drop shipping to US and Canada, you need to make sure you change all your ads to only US when you have that inventory in the United States, because you're not going to be able to get fast shipping, and it's going to cost a lot to get your products from China to USA and then to ship them to Canada on a regular basis is not going to be the easiest. So we want to focus only on the US. I think there's also some legal issues and stuff when you're actually getting into like real business with custom inventory, of paying VAT fees, all that stuff. We just don't want to get into it. Next, scared money doesn't make money. This is insanely true. This is one of the biggest lessons that was the hardest for me to learn in my dropshipping journey. It was really hard for me to not be scared to spend money. Like I remember the first time I started getting into $1,000 a day budgets, my ad account, and it was absolutely mind blowing to me. It scared the shit out of me. I would be on my ad account every 2 seconds, refreshing, making sure every dollar is spent perfectly. And when you're kind of thinking in this like scarcity fear mindset of I hope it works, and you have these doubts and you're scared to throw that money because you really hope it comes back and you can't afford to lose it. Thinking like that does not do good, because then you're bringing in those emotions. You're bringing in fear and doubt, and that's lowering your frequency, and it's really going to give you shit results, and it's going to make you scared, and you're going to make decisions that you shouldn't have made, emotion-based decisions that weren't based on analytics, that weren't based on data, it was based on your own fear. And the biggest growth that I've ever seen in my life was when I finally just said, fuck it, let's throw some crazy budgets. And I started getting to $20,000 a day in ad spend and spending hundreds of thousands a month. And everything changes when you can start to throw that money. And obviously it's a gradual scale. We're not going to jump in and throw $1,000 budgets day one testing our brand and product because we're so confident, right? Like we will gradually get there, but you're going to have a ceiling over your head if you're scared to spend a lot of money on ads. And obviously, again, we'll get there naturally, but you can't be scared to take that next step forward and to take some leaps of faith and raise budgets. And yeah, it truly, like if I look back, that was the thing that changed everything for me. I paid $10,000 to a mentor for monthly coaching coaching, he's like, dude, you just got to raise your budgets. Like that's basically like all I learned. And I went from doing 80K months to $400,000 months in sales. So it was really big. You can't be scared to make money. You can't be scared to spend money. Next, when it comes to TikTok ads, broad audiences are your best friend. You don't want to get into like almost any targeting. Like targeting's kind of bad on TikTok. Facebook, it's the opposite. But on TikTok, you need really large audiences. You need to give the steering wheel to TikTok as much as you can, because when you're taking the steering wheel and saying, hey, only target these people, and you're trying to drive the car, it fucks with their algorithm and it doesn't really work too well. So you need to give TikTok the steering wheel and let them do a lot of the targeting based on results, analytics, and data and their algorithms. Because when you get into these niche, tiny audiences where you're targeting so many things, really does not work well at all. The next thing is you really need proper metrics and analytics and the capability to understand and read them, which we're going to have a whole video on because it's extremely important. You need to know what your data is telling you, what your analytics are telling you, and you need to make decisive, solid actions on them to really take your business to the next level. It's extremely important. Next thing with TikTok is they state on their own website that you need 50 purchases a week on a ad group or on an ad group, not a campaign, to get it out of what's called the learning phase. Now, this is something that's interesting. I think it's kind of a marketing ploy to get you to spend more on TikTok ads to get something out of the learning phase, because when ad groups are out of the learning phase, they perform better. And I think it's just a way to get you to spend more money. But once you're getting 50 purchases a week, your ad groups are going to optimize, your targeting is going to optimize, and things are going to get a lot more smooth. That's why I recommend the high daily budgets. You're never going to get 50 purchases a week on $20 a day ad groups. Like it's just not going to happen. You need to have more kind of skin in the game. And when TikTok sees that you're spending a lot and you're putting a lot of effort into this, they give you higher level traffic. They give you better targeting and you have more money to play around with, and your ads are usually going to perform better. Next thing is Spark ads are your best friend. We are going to be using like strictly Spark ads for almost everything we do. It's definitely just the best way to go. TikTok loves them. They give better results to Spark ads compared to normal ones. And we'll get into it, we'll explain it, but it's definitely your best option. Another thing with TikTok is don't be afraid to scale your budgets really quickly. That's not something I'd advise on Facebook. Like TikTok's unique with that. Scaling pretty fast is actually an asset here. But that comes with a caveat, which is our next thing is you need to rotate your videos so frequently, like very frequently. You need to come in your ad group and see what videos are performing, like good results, what videos aren't spending any money because TikTok thinks it's a shit video, cycling those out constantly. Maybe like if I have 5 videos inside my one ad group, one of them is going to get a majority of the spend. And if that one's not performing well, then I need to get that video out of there so the spend can allocate to the other videos. And if one video is not spending at all, I need to get it out there because it's clogging things up. And so you need to have it to the point where you're cycling in videos all the time. And that's why we need to be crushing TikTok organic. We need to be using UGC influencers, having friends help us make videos. We need to be making tons of videos a day ourselves because it's that dartboard game, right? If we have 1,000 darts and we're sitting in front of the dartboard, eventually one's going to hit. And when one hits, we want to turn it into a paid ad because then we can milk it 10 times more, get a ton of sales. So we need those bullseyes on organic, right? That we can take to paid ads. I hope that makes sense. It's the best way to explain it because that is the essence of TikTok. It's not some magic targeting. It's not some magic spell that you can cast on your ad account. It's going to work perfect. It just doesn't exist like that. It's who has the best video. Think of this as TikTok hosts video competitions, and whoever makes the best video that their algorithm likes the most gets paid the most. If you can think of TikTok like that, that's going to be your absolute best bet. Now, another thing to know with just paid ads in general, not even just TikTok, is that advertisements is like a game of guessing, but not just guessing, it's targeted guessing, right? We want to make educated guesses and decisions and try to be smart and calculated about it. But in the end of the day, every ad account functions differently. Me and you could have the exact same store, the exact same brand, the exact same product, and we're running the exact same video ads, exact same budgets and targeting, and I'm going to get different results than you are. That's just how it goes. The ad accounts, they're like this for Facebook as well, exact same thing. It's just targeted guessing. What works on one ad account might not work on the other, and there's only so much you can do. In the end of the day, it's based on you having a good video, you having a good brand, and a good product. Those are your 3 things. So if you're not crushing it on that, your ads are going to suck. But in the end of the day, you just need to understand that paid advertisements is a guessing man's game. Like, nobody has the secret. There is no magic secret. It's just who has the most money, who has a good product, who has a good website, who has good video ads, who's willing to spend the most, and who's willing to learn from their analytics, data, and metrics and improve. That's basically it. There's no secret. There's no magic. Now, the next thing I want to go over is rotating advertisement variables. If you're running ads and they're not really working too well, at the ad group level, there's a couple things you can change. You can change your audience size or location, like separating USA and only targeting them, separating Canada, only targeting them, and having a campaign that's only USA based and only Canada based. Or you can try to raise your audience level in there, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in the ad account. Or you can try to lower the audience level. Usually that doesn't work, but fluctuating the audience size and where you're targeting can help to switch that variable if your ads aren't performing too well. Next, you can start targeting different ages. So it's like 13 to like 60 plus or something is the age range. It's like 13 to 17 in the first block, and then the other blocks have different age ranges. Usually just clicking 18 plus on all of them is going to help improve your ads a little bit. Next, you can play around with your daily budgets. If you were doing $100 a day and it's not working too much, you can downscale it to like 50 or even try 200. Just messing with the numbers to see how that changes your numbers is going to be really strong. Next, you can play around with your optimization event. So if you're targeting like purchases, next you can play with the video duration of your creative. So you can change it. If it's like a 20-second video, try cutting some crap out and getting it down to a 15-second video and see if that does anything. Also, always change your hooks. Rotating your hooks and your creatives is obviously something I've talked about a ton, but we're trying to focus a little bit more just on ad groups, but video duration is something you can change. Now, the next thing you can change is your form of bidding and optimization. Now, you can change your optimization goal to conversions and clicks. You can change it to your bid strategy to cost caps, lowest cost. You can also change your billing event to standard or accelerated. These are just some things you can change at the ad group level. Can help kind of refreshen your ads if they're not performing too well, because in the end of the day, we don't really want to do too much with targeting. Another thing is don't clog up your ad account with a ton of duplicated ad groups. This is horrible. It's going to mess up your spend, and TikTok has openly said that they don't like when people duplicate, and their algorithms aren't really made to optimize for duplicating 50 of the exact same ad groups. Also, if you're doing cost cap campaigns, you want to make sure that you're not running a ton of them, because it's going to give you advertising issues. It's going to clog things up. Your spend isn't going to work too well. It's going to fluctuate a lot. And in the end of the day, it can have your ad account get down to spending $0 a day. And that's going to cost you a lot of money if you're making a ton of money and your ads just go to zero spend. You're going to be losing out on a lot of potential money there. Next thing I want to go over is breaking even. So if I have a $30 product that I sell, I get $10 profit per sale, and my advertising costs are $10, then I'm breaking even, right? I didn't make any money. But because of credit cards, I'm going to be making at least credit card points, and I'm going to be building data on my pixel, right? I'm going to be showing TikTok, hey, this is what a customer looks like. This is what someone looks like who watches the video. This is what someone looks like who adds to cart. So it gives more data and analytics to the algorithm that can help perform your ads, help them improve and help them perform better. So keeping ads on that are breaking even is really important, because you're getting free points, you're not losing money, and you're building up pixel data. You're building up brand data and brand awareness. So breaking even on an ad is good. Don't turn them off if you're breaking even. You only turn off if you're losing money. Another thing to go over is testing strategies, and like testing ads is completely different from scaling ads. It is like night and day difference, two sides of the coin, like very opposite. Like when you're jumping into scaling your advertisements, it's a completely different ball game. So just go into this with that awareness. Another thing I want to say before you start your paid, and this is kind of the last thing, before you start your paid e-commerce journey, your paid ads journey of really jumping into advertisements and throwing big amounts of money, I want you to understand this very well. E-commerce and this journey throughout business and success and life is an endless staircase. Each store that you make in your e-commerce journey can kind of be viewed as a staircase. It's almost like the rough draft process that you go through in language arts when you're in school. Your final like published book, if we're going on the language arts reference, isn't going to be your first draft, right? So don't be afraid or scared or let in fear and doubt and scarcity and all these negative frequencies take you down if your first store doesn't do good, right? Like that's like a baby thinking their first step is going to be them like running next. Like things take some time, and it's very possible to succeed day one, but keep in mind that you are going to be making an endless amount of rough drafts in life. You're going to be making tons of stores, you're going to be making tons of brands, and learning this skill is the goal. The goal isn't to make a shit ton of money day one, because it might not happen, right? We need to be resilient, and the people that are successful are going to be the people that understand that if this store doesn't work, oh, it's just a rough draft. Oh, my next one's just going to be 10 times better. Oh, that one didn't work. Oh, my third one is going to be 20 times better than the first one, or 30 times better. And it's the people with that viewpoint that are truly going to succeed. Those are the people that life rewards. And truly, like, the only way I can explain it is like God shines his light on people with those perspectives. It's the best way to put it. I don't care what your religious beliefs are. The universe, whatever you want to think, is going to reward you when you view everything that you create as a rough draft and you continually improve upon it and make it better. So I want you guys to understand that perspective. Don't get sad. Don't think you're a failure. Don't submit to these low frequencies trying to take you down, a fear, doubt, and all that stuff. Think, oh, I can't succeed. It's too saturated. This strategy, he doesn't know what he's talking about, or whatever your mind tries to create to justify your efforts as a failure. You can't listen to those. This is not a failure. Failure doesn't exist. The only time you fail in life is when you give up. And in the end of the day, we are trying to learn a skill. We are trying to build a high value skill. It's going to take a long time. We're trying to learn paid advertisements and e-commerce and running stores and creating teams and businesses and brands. It's a really big deal. Another thing that can help kind of put this in perspective is think about a traditional business launching, right? We're launching an e-commerce business. It's very easy compared to everything else, but let's think of you opening a brick and mortar restaurant. Okay, maybe you have $100,000 in startup costs. That's on the low end, maybe a couple $100,000. You had to take out loans from people. You had to convince people to believe in you and your idea. You have payroll. You have all of these things. You have genuine employees showing up to work every day. You have to manage them. You have to manage cash flow. You have to sell enough burritos or whatever you're selling to even make some sort of money to pay back this huge debt above your head of hundreds of thousands, if not millions, if you started some really nice restaurant. So think about their perspective when they get into business. They're not hoping, oh, I hope I can be profitable in one day. They understand that they're creating a business, an asset that's going to be profitable years down the line, that's going to give them a consistent income for years, and they're not looking to profit within a couple months, right? We need to keep that perspective when it comes to starting our store and understand that, hey, how long did it really take me to learn everything in this free course and start up my business? Maybe a month, 2 months, maybe you slacked a lot and you're here and it's been 4 months. Who knows what it's been? Maybe it's a couple days. But the overall amount of effort that you have to put in compared to someone else with a business plan, investors, employees day one, physical locations, it's not even comparable, right? So if you have a couple issues in your first like 1, 2, 3, 4 stores don't work out, overall you've put like not that much money into it, especially if all you did was test organic. And I do recommend that you shouldn't get into paid ads unless you've gotten some sales from organic and you're making some progress there, because then when you jump into this, it's just a little bit more risk with paid ads and understanding that your videos are good. But I've kind of covered that stuff, so you guys know what I'm talking about. But it's really important to see that we have it easy. E-commerce is easy. Dropshipping is easy. We don't have inventory. We set up Shopify. We set up a couple things. We downloaded a free website. I guess we have to pay for Debutify and some other things like that, but it's really just not comparable to a traditional business model. So don't get down on yourself, because in the end of the day, you are building a skill. You're growing every single day, and you are going to reap what you sow. When you put in the work, you will reap the rewards. You're planting seeds in the ground, and just because a week later you don't see it sprouting out of the dirt doesn't mean that it's not growing. So be very patient with yourself, be very understanding and emotionless in the sense of not really like getting in fear and doubt and look at the analytics, but just know that this is a long process, e-commerce is, and there's going to be failures. There's going to be these obstacles in the way. There's going to be hard times, but if you're resilient, then you will make it. E-commerce isn't going anywhere. There's a constantly revolving door of new stores that are going to start popping off, new trends, because things die out. And so something new comes in and replaces it. Like our society is in a constant evolution, and there's always a new opportunity. There's always a new brand. There's always something amazing that can be created. I'm telling you guys, the opportunity is endless. And if you focus more on executing and crafting and learning this skill instead of getting profitable on your first store, it's going to be extremely good for you in the long run. And I know that was a rant, but it's very, very paramount to your success that you understand what I've just said. Again, because it's so easy for us to create new stores, if you have to create a second store later down the line, all you have to do is put in a new domain name on your existing Shopify setup, put in a new domain name, switch out some logos, switch out some products, and you're good to go. You have a whole brand new store. You just have to buy another $12 domain. $12. Wow. So this process is easy. We're very blessed that this opportunity is here and that TikTok's here for organic free traffic and easy to do paid ads. So I want you guys to understand that. I have full faith in you. I'm extremely excited for you guys to learn these methods and get deeper into this course. And I just want you to know that the pie is big enough for you to have $10,000 a month profit. It's big enough for you to make $100,000 a month profit. E-commerce is one of the biggest pies in the world. The industry is so huge, and I promise there's enough for you. So with that being said, let's jump into my computer and get into the testing strategy. So the first thing we want to do is go make sure we're in our correct ad account and hit create on our first campaign. So what we want to do is go to website conversions. I'm going to have a lot of pop-ups here as it tries to teach me how to do stuff. And we're going to basically keep a lot of things very simple, and we're not going to be doing anything really too fancy. So we hit website conversions, campaign name. I'll just call it the new cup test, and we're not going to hit any of these. We don't have to declare anything, no buttons we need to hit, so we're good to go. Website conversions, ad group. I'm going to call testing. We're going to make sure our pixel pops up. Cool, right here. I'm also going to right click. I'm going to open up a new tab with my TikTok ads manager, go to assets, events, and just make sure that my pixel has some sort of data on it, my web events. So we have some events on there. We know it's working, it's reading, and we are good to go. So next we want to do our optimization event and put that as complete payment. For placements, we want to do select placement, turn off Pangle, and we want to keep all of these on. Video download is the only one you might want to turn off just so it's not as easy for someone to take your ads. But let's be real, someone can easily just copy your link, put it in on SnapTik, and download your video without the watermark. So it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to keep it on, user comments on, video sharing on, just make sure that we're only focusing on TikTok. Now we want to keep this off. We want to keep this off as well, and we want to throw in Canada. I personally am going to start off with having all on the age groups. Gender never changes. Always keep gender open. Even if you're selling like eyelash serum, which is clearly a female product, you'll never know if some boyfriend's going to buy that for his girlfriend or someone for their mom or some sort of Valentine's gift or something. So always keep gender open, even if you think it's very niche specific. Something that I was saying is you can do this to get a little bit higher quality traffic, because let's be real, 13 and 17-year-olds don't really have like debit card, credit cards. A lot of them don't. They're not really going to be buying too much. So I like to start with all and then see if that's an optimization that I need to do later down the line. Nothing for this at all. Zero targeting, zero target expansion. And I'm going to throw in $100. You can start with 50, but I really recommend starting with 100 for this testing. We want to schedule for the next day, and we want to scroll all the way up and go 00. So this starts tomorrow at midnight. So it has a full day of spending this on $100. If I start it now, it looks like it's 12:26 p.m. It's going to spend the $100 from 12 to midnight, right? So it didn't really get the same time allocation, and it kind of rushed the budget. So doing midnight the next day is always your best bet. Hit OK. Optimization goal conversion, and I'm going to do lowest cost for this. Nothing we need to do in advanced settings. This is literally it, guys. Extremely simple, and that's kind of the beauty behind TikTok. Is it's just a video contest, right? We don't really need to do these crazy things. And then when it comes to scaling, there's obviously some things we can do, but in the end of the day, it's really this easy. So, all right, guys, now we are in the creative section. So if you see here on the left, we did our campaign, we did our ad group section, and now we are on the ad. This is the creative. So first thing we want to do is hit this Spark Ad button, click that over, and we want to use an authorized post. So we want to click to authorize a post. And now it's saying that we need to enter a TikTok post code and preview the post. So preview the post, kind of said that weird. So we are going to jump into TikTok and authorize this post. Hopefully you can see my screen up here. And basically all we need to do is go to the post that we want to run, hit this little button at the bottom, click add settings, hit add authorization, turn on, and it's going to say video code right here. We're going to hit generate for 365 days. authorize. It says video code is in progress. I'll hit save. We'll go to manage, copy that code, and I'm just going to email it to myself. Cool. So I just got that code. I have pasted that in here and it's pulled it up. So now we have that post coming in right here. We'll give it a second to load in. We're going to scroll down to website right here and make sure that we put our link in. So I'm going to go to thenewcup.com and I want the product/new link that's going to send them directly to the product page. Now, this product page is showing the desktop version, which is a little bit uglier, but the mobile version looks a lot better. We want to hit custom call to action and we want to keep it on dynamic. This is a really good option. You want to keep dynamic on. You want to check this box and you want to make sure that your website event pixel is in here. So we are all good to go. It looks like this video is really struggling to come in. Oh, it looks like we have to go down to add creative, hit the TikTok post, and then just grab it and input it here. I guess that's what it was waiting on. So super easy there. It's going to grab our caption. That's why it's best to have really small captions. Can you see how it did the 2 lines? So it brings the company name up. It just grabs your attention more to see sponsored, and then subconsciously when people see the sponsored bar, they scroll. So usually keep your text to honestly like 3 or 4 words. That's going to be the best. Usually I say like 50% off now or something along those lines, saying a percentage deal today only or something. But let's hit add right here because again, like I've said a trillion times, we want 3 to 5 videos in here. So we are going to hit TikTok Spark ads again, going to hit use another authorized account or post, authorize a TikTok post, and then we're going to go back to our TikTok account right here. Go to the next video, do the exact same thing, add settings, add authorization, generate 365, authorize, and save. Then hit manage, copy code, and email it to myself. Just while I'm here, I'm gonna also do the other one, so I have that one copied. Then I'm just gonna paste that into my email, pull it up on my computer, and copy and paste them in. So just grabbing that first one, firming that. So you can see we have our first ad up here. Second one, we need to do TikTok post, grab it, firm. Now we have both of them in there. We want to put our website in again. So just go over to the website there, copy that in, make sure we hit this box again. We're going to have to do that for every ad we set up. So we're going to do one more, hit add, TikTok Spark ads, bottom option, use authorized account, authorize a post, and paste in our last video. Come down to TikTok post, grab this last one, confirm it. You guys know the drill. Put in our website one more time, copy that link, paste it, and click this box. And there we go. We are good to hit submit. Now this is going to be spending $100 a day and it's going to divvy that $100 a day into the 3 videos. So one video is probably going to get majority of the spend. One's probably going to get like $10 in spend max out of the whole 100. And then the other one's probably going to be like 40 in spend while this one's at 60 or it's like a 30-70 based on what TikTok thinks is good. So I need to come in, cut out whatever, like if the one that's getting all of the budget isn't spending well, like it's not getting sales, then I need to turn that off, cycle a new video in. Then I need to see, okay, is there a video ad that's getting like no views because TikTok doesn't like it? So this is kind of the secret. What you want to do is if at first you have to cut out all of the video ads that are getting spend, but it's not good spend. It's not getting you sales. Cut that off. Then that video at the bottom, we want to make sure that now that the big video is out that was taking up all the spend, hopefully that other video is now getting some spend and we see how that one performs. And it's constantly a cycle in of new videos, new videos, new videos. That's basically the entire strategy. It's extremely simple. It's a video contest with TikTok, right? So in the end of the day, all we can really do is put on our custom columns, the 1 million in sales, and kind of start to read this data. Now, data isn't going to start coming in obviously until tomorrow, right? Right at the start of midnight, we'll start getting some payment going. But something that you're going to find is that it's not going to spend anything. And this kind of sucks. It's a weird thing with TikTok that when you start optimizing for conversions, for sales, for purchases, I'll show you what that looks like. We'll open up the ad group. When you start optimizing events instantly for purchases, for some reason, it just doesn't spend money on your account. It just does not do it. Sometimes it will, and it'll be a really slow process, and it's good to try to get it to spend on its own. You want it to gradually start spending, so it's good to just monitor it. But something you can do is if it's been a while and it's still not spending, then you want to come in, hit create. Don't show this page. Always do custom mode. Don't do the simplified mode ever. And you can either do like a traffic-based ad, a video-based ad, or a website conversion-based ad. But instead of the purchase thing, we'll click the pixel real quick. Instead of complete payment, you can optimize for view content And this one you'll set at a $20 daily budget. You don't need to optimize it. You don't need to do anything. This ad is not going to make you money. You'll put the same videos in, whatever, you'll run it. Let it spend like $10. And once it's spent $10, turn it off. And that should kind of like wake up your ad account, and it should help with getting this campaign to spend. But in the end of the day, all we can really do is sit back, wait for some analytics, have our custom columns set up, and start understanding what each of these numbers mean. And we're going to be going over all of that. What do all these numbers mean? What are they telling me? How can I make proper decisions based off these numbers, right? So that's basically the name of the game, right? This video is only going over the testing strategy. Scaling is a whole different ballgame with managing a crazy amount of videos, campaigns, ad groups, budgets, and it takes a lot of attention, and that's really the skill that you're going to have to learn, right? Like, this testing strategy is pretty easy. It's just basically testing your ability to make a good video. So in the end of the day, it's very simple. This is kind of a brief video, but I hope you got a lot of value in it. A lot of people are trying to say do low budgets. A lot of people are trying to say these different things with TikTok. And what I've found through hundreds of thousands of spend myself alone, just on the Loving Surprise store, I've spent a lot more on other stores just on TikTok ads and millions on Facebook itself, is in the end of the day, you need structured strategies when it comes to advertising. But again, it's that guessing game. You're not in control. TikTok's in control. You could think you have the best video in the world, the best brand in the world, the best store, the best product, but if it doesn't do good, then it's up to TikTok, right? Like, it's all in their hands. All we can do is read data and analytics and make conscious decisions based on strategies that have worked for people that have spent a lot of money, right? So this is the strategy I have found to be the complete best for testing your product. Now, if you do have a pretty high budget, you can come in and at least duplicate this 2 to 3 times and have it spend a little bit more. But I recommend starting here. We will have other videos that talk about other ways you can test products, other kind of minor adjustments you can make. But remember all of the things that I went over, right? You can change your audience size or location, age changes. You can target different interests, hashtags, and video views. You can start playing around with interests. We'll have a full video on that goes around the different interest targeting. You can do interests, hashtags, video views. Those are usually pretty good to play with some targeting. You can change your budgets, your optimization events, video durations, and your lowest cost versus manual bidding with cost caps and stuff like that, which we'll get into other videos. But for now, you just want to run this campaign, get the data, get the analytics, and make conscious decisions moving forward based on what it's telling you. So I hope you guys got a ton of value in this video. We will be going way more in depth on a ton of stuff with TikTok in future videos, but that is all for testing today. So I will see you in the next video where we will be going over reading your analytics. All right, boys, welcome into Reading Analytics. Now, this video is going to be a fun one. I'm really excited to bring this to you because we got a sale on my store and on the ads that I posted, and it's a really profitable sale. So I'm excited to break down what those numbers mean, what these ads look like, what actions I did. But most importantly, aside from my store, I really want you guys to understand data. I want you to understand what your analytics mean and how to read them. And most importantly, how to take the correct action based on your data. Do I kill my ads? Do I scale them up? Do I move into the scaling section at all, or do I keep kind of playing around with the testing section? What's the difference between them? We're going to get into all of that fun stuff today. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, boys, so we are in the New Cup store and we got our first order. It was a $60 order, which is really nice because that shows that our AOV is going to be really high. A $60 AOV is super nice. It's going to help you so much in the long term with getting like healthy advertising results and having like a decent amount of money to jump into ads and to allocate to ads. So $60 is really nice, and it looks like they took our warranty. So real quick, again, I'm just going to show you the process. Obviously, this looks way worse on desktop. It looks a ton better on mobile. When you add to cart, you get this pop-up lifetime warranty for only $5. So it looks like that is getting a decent success rate, at least so far. Obviously, we'll need way more data. And to be transparent, I'm not going to like push this store a ton. It is ready to go. It is up and running. We have ads and it's making money right now. It's not profitable overall, but we have a profitable video ad, which is very good. Yeah, I'm not going to be pushing this to like extreme heights, but I will run with this video so I can show you guys a little bit of the scaling process, or run with this store, sorry, in this product. But let's jump into my
my ads. Now this is going to be the fun stuff. So if we go to the campaign, let's see how much we spent. We spent $140. Remember, this spends $100 a day. So spent $100 yesterday, and then today it's already spent $40, and it's 10:40 a.m. So from 12 a.m. last night up to 10:44 a.m. we have spent that much. And overall, obviously we're not profitable, but that's okay. We're not trying to get profitable right now. So if we hit the campaign, we go into the ad groups, we can see we have that $100 a day budget we set up. And a lot of people would be like, oh, this isn't doing good, right? Like, I needed to get a sale under $55. So this is bad. I'm going to turn it off. This product sucks. I'm going to move on. If some people think like that, that is genuinely, like, I can't even explain how bad that is. Like, you need to be way more open-minded with ads, because this is profitable. This is very exciting, actually. And I want to tell you why. So when we look inside our ad group, we have our different video ads or different creatives. We want our video ad to be profitable. The overall campaign will get profitable eventually, but at the start, we're testing video ads, right? Like, these are our darts at the dartboard. We're testing if they're hitting bullseyes or not. And this is a bullseye. We have a 2 ROAS here. Now, what does that mean? If you remember in our cog sheet where I gave our break-even numbers, our ROAS, our sales price, product costs, all that stuff on the cog sheet. If you don't remember this, if you don't know how to go over this, or you don't have this done, you really need to do this. Go make sure you check the video suppliers and fulfillment to see the cog sheet and to make sure you have it set up. But essentially, it's just your break even is your sales price minus your cost of goods. Your return on ad spend is your sales price divided by your break even. So this number divided by this one. And it looks like our ROAS to get profit or to break even exactly is 1.38, and we're at a 2 ROAS. So that video is already making a profit. So we can start adding budget to that video, or we know we have a video that works. This is like a bullseye on the dartboard. So that's extremely exciting. And when people I have right here like the new cup with the warranty, because that gets us a $55 sale. Then I just added in with shipping as well, because we got a $60 order. Our first order was $60 because they got the warranty and the shipping. So if we can get both, then we only need a 1.3 ROAS. So with our like upsell of the warranty and our shipping costs, we're making really good money. $14, $60. We have $46 we can spend on ads, our break even point, right? Because our sales price, we sell for $60 if they buy everything, minus $14 cost of goods. And guys, once we start ordering these in bulk, we'd be getting these little things right here for like, bro, probably like $5, if not cheaper. So let's look at these numbers. If we have a $5 cost of goods, we can spend $55 on ads, and we only need to get a 1.09 ROAS. Like, this is insanely dirt cheap, easy, crazy easy to achieve. So honestly, like, this store, I might have to run this store a little bit. I might have to kind of scale it up and see how far I can take it as a fun little project. But this is a really big opportunity, right? And with wholesale, this is just the cost of goods. We will have to pay shipping and other wholesale type things, like when you're holding inventory, like warehousing in the United States and stuff. So let's say we get to like 7 with like an added cost for everything. That's still $53. Like, that is not too much of a difference. A 1.13 ROAS is unbelievably easy to get. So I hope you can see how when we transition into a real e-commerce brand and when we're really pulling numbers and we have good video ads and we're crushing TikTok, this process is not too hard. It's actually pretty easy. So this is just day 2 of running an extremely simple campaign with extremely basic ads. Like, you guys can see the ad that got a sale. Let's play it here. Make sure my volume doesn't blow your ears. Today I woke up with super bad lower back and shoulder pain from sleeping in my $1,000 a night pool villa in Thailand. So again, try to do the $1,000 night pool villa in Thailand so people will comment, so people will engage. Be like, what did he say? Why is he bragging about that? Or people will have something to say about that. So that's why I threw that in. But thankfully, I brought my new cup. It's a modernized version of cupping therapy. It gives you all the benefits of traditional cupping with the click of a single button. It helps relieve your headaches, knots, and muscle pains, and can even improve your circulation and speed up your recovery for the gym. Okay, so now let's get into what really happened, right? Because we have more video ads than I started with. So right here, this one was soaking up a lot of the spend. Let's show you this one. I used to have super bad neck and back pain until I found this cupping device. It's a modernized version of... So this ad is basically almost like a word for word script from the Smart Cupper. So that's why that one did good. TikTok liked that one, but its analytics weren't good, right? No sales on $75. We need to get a sale before $75. We need to get a sale before like $40. Let's check the numbers. So let's say the average is going to be 60, which I really think it will. I think most people will take the warranty, but it's at least going to be 55 because we also charge shipping. So let's say, and we can test doing free shipping and see how that changes our numbers at scale, because it might improve how many people order by quite a bit if they see free shipping. But remember, we also have this feature on the store. So you're $20 away from free shipping, right? So that gets them to order a second one. So, oh, now you're eligible for free shipping. So long term, I think this is better to do it like that. But yeah, we need to get a purchase for around $46, right? That's like our break even, and we need to be at least over a 1.3 ROAS, which is nice because we can see what's our total cost per purchase. So cost per complete payment, which is basically cost per purchase. We can go down and see, oh, it's 26. We still had like $20 other almost that we could have spent. So really, really nice here. And we'll get over all of these numbers, exactly what they mean. But I first want to go over kind of what happened with this store specifically. Then we'll jump into the nitty gritty of what all of these mean, how to read them, and how to make action based on what they're telling you. So this one right here was getting all of the spend, way too much of the spend. These were almost at zero, all these other ones. So I had to turn this one off. And when I turn one off, I need to cycle one in. So last night I made 2 new videos. I made this foot one.
If you're anything like me, them to try to get them to go away, but now I use this cupping device. It uses red light therapy, heat therapy, and gives you all of the benefits of traditional cupping with a single click of a button. It's extremely easy to use on yourself, and honestly, it's the only thing that takes my knots, aches, and pains away.
I think that one's really good. I think that one's going to do good. It's not getting too much spend right now. So basically the name of the game is anytime a advertisement is taking up all the spend, or a video ad is taking up all the spend, and it's not getting good analytics, you need to kill that off, and you need to cycle in at least 1 more video. You should cycle in 2 more videos. So I cycled in 2 videos. We also did this one.
Today I woke up with a kink in my neck from sleeping weird in my $1,000 a night pool villa in Thailand, but thankfully I brought my new cup. This thing gives you all of the traditional benefits of cupping, gets away your knots, aches, and pains, even helps with your headaches. I get a ton of pain right up here in my shoulders, so this thing is the only thing that can get knots out. And thankfully I brought it to my trip in Thailand so I could swim in my pool.
So just another variation. It's basically the same thing, but I'm trying different videos at the start, different dialogues of what I'm actually saying. And you can see how just like 4 or 5 clips can be made into like 20 different video ads. So I came in, I saw that this ad was getting all the spend, turned it off, cycled in 2 new videos. And now one of the videos that wasn't getting any of the spend, this is one of the original videos that wasn't getting any spend. Now that this one's gone, more spend is coming to it. Oh, and it's actually a profitable ad. So super exciting. And we're going to just we're going to let the campaign still run its $100 days. And over time, we're just going to cycle in better and better video ads. We're going to get rid of the shitty ones. I'm going to figure out, wow, this video actually works. Like this is a winning video ad. Like this is super exciting. And you can see like I didn't put too much effort into these. These are just raw clips that I filmed. Obviously, yes, I'm in Thailand at a nice pool villa, but dude, you can go to IKEA, set up in like a nice setting, or go to like a real estate showing of like a really nice house, act like it's your house, or go to a pool that it looks like it's your own pool, or go to like a fancy area, even like a coffee shop, and try to make it seem like you're in your house or something. You can get really creative. IKEA is a really good one because you can make like 20 video ads in one IKEA trip of like 50 different settings. You are in public though, so it might be a little bit hard for you to like film and take shots. You might feel a little bit awkward, but it's a good opportunity, and you can always do something to make a good video ad. It's not that hard. Just think really big. Don't overthink it. So the testing strategy is basically just testing video ads, right? We're in that video competition to see if we can have a video that TikTok likes. So all we want to do is keep this $100 budget and just keep cycling in new things to see what works and what doesn't work. And then when we get a good understanding of what's working, these are going to start scaling up. Our video ads are going to start getting better. This is going to get 2, 3, 4 purchases a day. Then once you're getting to like the 20, 30 orders a day consistency level, you can start upping this budget that it has, and you can start really jumping into the scaling process. Once you have like 10 video ads in here and all of them are doing well, you're definitely going to want to raise your budgets up. And then that's where we're going to be getting into the scaling section. So a lot of people think that the testing section is about testing your product, and it's not. It's about testing your video ads. And we really didn't do any targeting, right? So we're not even really testing audiences either. We're just testing video ads. That's the only variable that's being tested right now. So let's go over some key points you need to understand about reading your analytics and understanding what's going on and good actions to take before we jump into explaining what every column means. So the first thing that you need to know is, we've already talked about it, you need to keep that $100 budget, you need to never touch it, and you need to cycle in video ads. Now, when do you turn off a video ad, right? That's a good question that you definitely need to understand. The big thing is we need to understand our break-even point. And our ROAS, we definitely need to know that too, but we need to understand our break-even point. For us, it's $46. So anytime a video ad, right, we're talking about a video ad, not the ad group, ad itself, anytime one of them has spent $46, that means we're past our break-even point. We're not even going to profit on this sale. We're going to sell this product for a loss. So usually we want to turn it off, but I usually let it spend $5 over the break-even just to see if one trickles in, because if you get a sale to trickle in, it can optimize over time, which is a really big asset. Like if you're getting sales at your break-even point, you're still technically making money because you're getting data on your pixel and you're getting credit card points for free. So I always let it spend around 5 more than my break-even. And if it's spent like 10 over, then definitely turn it off. And then it's time to cycle in a new video. Now, if your product's really not doing good, it's not getting any sales, you've cycled in a ton of videos, I would say keep cycling them till you've at least tried 10 videos. And when I say tried 10 videos, you need to make sure that you tried 10 really good videos. Because obviously, if I have the best product in the world, the best website in the world, but the video ads I tested are just completely shit, boomer videos, slideshows of images, like just something super shitty, then it doesn't really matter, right? I could test 1,000 of those ads and it's probably not going to work. So you really need to make sure that the video ads that you're testing are following the strategies I've laid out and they're following a brand or someone else that's ahead of you that's already doing it, right? We want to mimic success with everything we do in life. We want to find someone that's successful, take their framework and change it, make it new, make it better, improve upon it, and make it unique to ourselves and our brand. So if you've tested 10 good video ads and none of them got sales, all of them went past your break-even point, that's when I would say, okay, maybe the product isn't good. Maybe you need to switch, but there still is other things you could do. You could switch up and start getting into targeting, because something I will say is this product is a mass product, right? Everyone probably has aches and pains, and you could technically sell this to anyone, but it would be way better for you to get like a boxer in a boxer gym and say, hey, this is like the best device for boxers. And then you target boxers, right? Because that's going to get way more emotion. That's going to get way more of a resonance of frequencies, a connection between the viewer and the audience. So sorry, between the viewer and the product. So that's going to connect at a way better level than just saying, hey, do you have pain? Here's this. It's better if you say, hey, if you're boxing once a month or once a week and you have a ton of pain in your shoulders, your arms, or try to figure out where a boxer hurts the most, where they're the most sore, I'm assuming it's their arms, and say that this product gets away all of my tension, helps me recover so I can get in the gym better. And then you do the same thing with someone who plays football. You have a same ad of them on the football field saying, hey, I use this all the time, and you target footballers. So you can start getting into these niche forms of targeting before you really give up. And this is extremely important. It's extremely, extremely important to make sure that you've tested niche groups, that you've made video ads targeting niche groups with a niche video just for them, because the performance on these is going to be unreal. Once you start making money from those niche videos, then you can kind of try a mass market style. But usually if you can come in and you did a good job on your product research, you can come in and make money just like I did right here. Like this, obviously I've made $60 and I've spent $143, so I haven't made money yet, but I have an asset in my hands. I have a video ad that gets profitable sales. I'll give you guys an update later down the line of if this can continue to bring profitable sales, but from my experience, this is an asset. This is a solid video ad, and I can pump up the spend on this one and it'll most likely continue to get me profitable sales. So this is really big. This is really exciting. And obviously, like, I didn't put too much work in. I printed out this store in a day, extremely quick. I found this product really easily from just scrolling on TikTok, and I saw the smart cupper. Then I looked in, did some research. I got my store up. I made a couple very simple video ads while I was on vacation. Filming these video ads quite literally took me 10 minutes. Extremely easy. So this is not really a hard process, and I've already found a product that's potentially a big winner, right? Like I could start custom branding these, the new cup, get it on there, order these in wholesale, obviously if we can scale up to that point. But I hope you can see that being able to succeed in the mass production section, or like the mass targeting section of ads, because we're not even targeting at all, right? We're just saying, hey, TikTok, send this out to who you think will like it. And we're already getting sales. So imagine how much better and how much more sales we're going to get and how much less it'll cost per sale when we have niche videos targeted towards niche customers. That is the true secret here. So I really hope you guys understand that in depth. So now let's jump in and start understanding what all of this data and analytics mean. What does each column mean? What are they talking about? And how can I make the best decisions based on what it's telling me? So let's just quickly first go over all the columns. We have our total cost. We have our ROAS, which we know what that means, right? Complete payments. So we have the 1% person that completed payment. We have a cost per complete payment. So it cost us almost $28 to get that sale. Complete payment rate. This is basically, and you can always hover to see what each column means, 4.55% of the watchers purchased. That's what it means, right? So how many people saw this ad and then how many people purchased? The percentage rate is 4.55% of watchers purchased, but that's only on one purchase. So that data doesn't really mean too much just yet. Value per complete payment. So how much did the customer spend? They spent $55 because it's not accounting for shipping. So they really spent $60. So my ROAS number would actually be a little bit higher. It would still be over 2. It went under 2 just because I refreshed it because it spent a little bit more, but we're still over a 2 ROAS. So whenever your ROAS number, if you know you're charging shipping, it's probably going to be just a little bit higher, just a touch. It's not going to be crazy. Looks like these are basically saying the same thing. There is technically a difference, but it's good to have both up because if someone does like a really big purchase right here, it'll say 55, but if someone does multiple purchases, it's going to have different values here. So it's good to have both. Total view content. So this is how many people actually clicked the video ad and got to the product page, numbers right there. And then we have the cost. So how much did it cost to get each view content? Then we have the view content rate. Out of the viewers, how many clicked? 95%. That's wild. That's a really high number. Value per view content. This is never going to show anything. We could basically take these off because they're not purchasing something on view content. So the value is, you can take that one out. This is a lot of data and numbers. So we want to kind of get rid of the stuff we don't need to make it a little bit easy to go through, easier to check our numbers. So now we have the total add to carts. So how many people added to cart? It looks like this one that spent the $70 had a lot of add to carts. So for some reason they didn't purchase. And when you see numbers like this, it's easy to think like, oh, should I have kept that ad on? Maybe if I kept it on for just another $5 and spent, someone would have came and purchased. That's an emotional decision. The data is telling me that this doesn't work, so I need to turn it off. I can't be emotional and come say, wow, so many people added to cart though. Oh, just think if one of them would have purchased, didn't purchase. Video ad isn't good enough. It doesn't make the cut. Turn it off. Don't get emotional. Don't think of what ifs. Don't get like married to certain video ads. Oh, I thought this video ad would do so good. It almost did good. I'm going to keep it running for a little bit. You can't do that stuff. So make sure you cut things strictly off data. Now we have the cost per add to cart. So it looks like this one is getting cheaper add to carts by $2 or by $1 almost. Really nice there. Add to cart rate, value per add to cart. Again, that's useless. We can get rid of that one. Then we have total add to cart value. I think that this one didn't correctly work because it should say $55 here that he added the lifetime warranty and the new cup into his order. So it should say a $50 add to cart value. Maybe that just hasn't populated yet. Then we have our initiate checkout information. So we have the total initiate checkouts. We had 1. This one had 3, but none of them purchased. And if you're getting a lot of these, if all of your ads have a shit ton of initiate checkouts and 0 purchases, you want to make sure there's not a checkout issue with your website where it's like not letting people check out for some reason, or it might be that the shipping charge is kind of making them not want to do it. So if you're seeing those numbers, you can go change it to free shipping for everyone and see how that affects numbers. But when you make a decision like that, now you have to respend your break even on every ad again, because that's how you fully test it, right? In a scientific experiment, you need to understand and test one variable at a time. So now that we switched free shipping, we need to retest everything. So it's a little bit expensive, but just keep that in mind. Next, we have our cost per initiate checkout, which is going to tell us how much money we had to spend to get someone to check out. So it looks like only one person checked out and one person purchased. So 100% success rate there, which is good. Cost per initiate checkout, remember that one. Initiate checkout rate. So the percentage of people that viewed the video, and it'll just tell you right here, the percentage of initiate checkout events based on all of the people that clicked. So all the people that clicked view content, 4.5% initiated checkout. So that's what that one means. Value per initiate checkout. Interesting. So it looks like we had initiate checkout here for $55, 68. I'm not sure how he got $68. He might have left a tip, because if you actually add to cart, you go to checkout. So if you go to the checkout page, you can see we have a 10, 15, 20% or a custom tip. Maybe he left a tip. That's how we got that number. That's a little bit interesting. So it looks like that guy was trying to check out with $68 in value. This is actually pretty interesting because now it says total initiate checkout value 205. So someone came on and probably was going to buy like 4 units. We have that option, right, where they can buy 4 units. So there was 3 total initiate checkouts. So if you divide the $205 of money that was in the initiate checkout divided by 3, the different customers, it was an average of 68. So that's what that means. So if you're ever confused, make sure you're always hovering to understand exactly what it's talking about. Now, CPM, this is cost per 1,000 impressions. These numbers, CPC, CPM, and clicks are clicks means something, but like CPM and CPC usually don't mean anything. A lot of this data we can completely ignore. It's good to understand what's happening, right? Because I can see based on this data, right, we have our section that goes over view content, then we have our section that goes over add to cart, then we have our section that goes over initiate checkout. So if we think of this like a funnel, we can see view content is the biggest top of the funnel, then it gets into smaller numbers of people that added to cart, then it gets into smaller numbers of people that initiate checkout, then it gets into the smallest number of purchases. And we can understand on this kind of slope down to the funnel ending, where are people getting stuck? Are they viewing content and they're never adding to cart? Okay, maybe our product page sucks. Are they adding to cart but they're never purchasing? Okay, maybe people are scared, they don't trust us, they need a better warranty, or they need no shipping because the shipping charge scared them away, right? So we can make decisions in our funnel of how to change our website based on view content, add to cart, and initiate checkout. Based on this funnel process, we should have a decent amount of people going into each one. But if there's a decent amount of people going in and then initiate checkout, there's like a clear drop off, like 0% of people initiate checkout, then you can realize, oh, our problem's right here. So think about your funnel, think about your website and where people are going and how it's affecting your numbers. That's what's useful in the testing stage. That's what we really need to understand, because this information from view content all the way down is teaching us about our website. Everything else is teaching us about our ad. So this CPM, CPC, clicks, click-through rate, reach, that's all teaching us about the advertisement itself, the video ad. The cost per purchase, total cost, ROAS, that's teaching us big numbers about our advertisement. But the view content, add to cart, and initiate checkout is teaching us stuff about our website. Obviously, this information can be relayed to how good our video ad is too, because if our video ad gets a lot of people to add to cart and not a lot of people are purchasing, maybe they're just curious, but they don't care that much. Like the video got their interest, but it wasn't super resonant. So maybe when we go into more niche ads with like a footballer saying, hey, every time my shoulder hurts from playing football, this thing takes away my pain instantly, then we have a niche ad. So that might fix our add to cart problem once we have a better video ad. So data can tell you a lot of things. It's important to look at everything objectively and not emotionally. But in the end of the day, especially when we're in a scaling process, all we want to do is come into our video ad section, check our total costs, complete ROAS. Am I making money or am I losing money? This is where our break even is important on total cost, and complete ROAS is important to see how profitable we are. Because let's think of it like this. I have a $46 break even. If someone spent $46 and I got one sale, I could be like, oh, I didn't make that too much money. But if I go check my ROAS and it's like a 3 ROAS, then that means that one customer that purchased at my break even point purchased like $300 worth of products. So, or $200. So that's why I made a lot of money there. And I could have turned the ad, oh, I just got a break even sale. That's not good. But the ROAS is going to tell me my return on ad spend. So when someone does a $300 purchase, I get a way bigger return. So I'm making more money. So it's important to know, okay, the break even helps with my total cost and the ROAS helps with my ROAS column. I need to make sure that my ROAS is over a 1.3 and I need to make sure my break even is over a $46. So you need to come in and be able to make these judgments correctly based off your analytics. So that's honestly basically everything you need to know. Remember, in this testing phase, all we're doing is trying to get 10 solid video ads. We're trying to throw those into our ads, cycle them in based off performance, right? If one spends too much, turn it off, get a new one in, and try to get your video ads to spend more, right? I want to find which ones work, which ones don't. And based on seeing, hey, this video ad worked, but this one didn't, I know, okay, make more videos like the one that worked. So I hope you guys had fun in this video. There's a lot of information, a lot of value. This is exciting stuff. The new cup got its first profitable sale. Very easy. I had to make 5 video ads out of like 5 clips that I made on a vacation, made a website in like a day, and you guys can literally just one click download this website. So really exciting stuff. I hope you can see how easy this process is when you know what you're doing, when you have a good brand, when you have a good website, when you have a good warranty, a good guarantee, and a good product that actually works. I know for a fact that someone's going to get this in their house and it's going to help them. It's going to take their knots away because I've used it. I'm confident in the product. So I hope you can see that dropshipping is a really easy game when you know what you're doing and when you're playing your cards right. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you guys in the next one. And don't worry, I will continually give you updates on the new cup and how advertisements are going. Hopefully we can take this one pretty far and get decently into the scaling process so I can actually show you guys what to do instead of just talking about what to do. But again, I'm probably not going to throw thousands of dollars into a scaling process on something that isn't worthy of scaling. So hopefully we get to that point, but I will see you guys in the next one. Peace and love. What's going on, guys? Welcome into today's video where we are going over UGC. So user generated content. This is a big topic, and truthfully, I think a lot of people don't understand how big of a topic it is or just how important it is and kind of how much money is involved in it, how to find UGC creators, how to tell them what to do, what pricing should you really pay. So that's what we're going to dive into today. This is very valuable information. This is very important information. So make sure you're paying good attention to this one. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So when it comes to getting user-generated content or UGC videos, there's a lot of different ways to find people. I have about 5 ways that I'm going to go over today, but there's kind of endless ways you can find people. It's a little bit of a wild goose chase, if that's the term, and it's kind of hard to find some people. It's really hard to find good people, but we have a plethora of options for you to jump into and to tackle. We're going to be going over all of the topics I mentioned. So the first things I want to go over is just where to find people. Then we'll get into pricing. We'll get into like how to scale and really like build out a UGC empire. We'll talk about what content to like have them make for you. And yeah, we'll pretty much wrap up everything you need to know about UGC in this video. So the first place to find people is the TikTok creator marketplace. So I'll be honest, guys, the TikTok creator marketplace isn't really like, I don't know. I've personally never used it. I know it's a good option, and there's plenty of people that have. I'm not going to really break down how to use it. It's pretty obvious. You come in here and you find you find creators. So filter creators by their location. I would definitely want USA because that's where we're going to be advertising the most to. Categories, you can put in all these different things. For mine, like the fitness type stuff, you could do like lifestyle, performance maybe. Sports and outdoors is probably the one. Yeah, fitness and health. Let's just see what that looks like. But yeah, you can find creators on here, male, female, all that type of stuff. On all of the other options that I'm going to show you guys of different UGC people and how to find them, you're usually going to find girls. This is like, I'm not going to really bash it at all, but a lot of girls think this is just like, ooh, some easy, simple side hustle. I can make a 2-minute video every day and get paid thousands of dollars a month. And a lot of people are very, very overpriced. Like UGC creators think that they are the shit. They think they're absolutely amazing. They're worth their weight in gold. So it's kind of hard because obviously this guy right here, $1,000, it makes sense. He has 1.6 million followers